Good afternoon guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a little bit more of proximity to the hole, and again managing expectations. So we're out on the putting green here today, and I'm going to be talking a little bit of putting, what you're expected to hole, and you'll probably be surprised with again what you're expected depending on your handicap to actually get in the hole. So we've got two different putts here from 8 feet. So we've got an uphill putt, a little bit of left to right, and then we've got a downhill right to left putt. So two different putts. Make percentage from 8 feet on tour is 50%. So that's going to be varying from downhill putts, uphill putts, straight putts. What are you expected to see? A downhill putt, a lot harder than an uphill putt. We're not hitting it with as much speed. It's going to break more. So a lot of times people often underread these ones, then leave themselves a 4-footer, quickly 3-putt from 8 feet, which is not what anybody likes to see. The opposite here, uphill, we're not going to have to take as much break. We see a lot of amateurs and pros. You can be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more positive, and trust your line on those putts. So overall, it averages out to 50%. So a lot of times when I do this with lessons, we hit 8 putts from 8 feet to start with a lot of the time. And I often ask them, how many are you expecting to hole and how many would you want to hole? A lot of the times they're saying, well, at least 4. Well, as we know then, we've just discussed tour average would be 4. So again, depending on your handicap, you've got to think that we're not going to hole as many as you possibly want to. See, we always want to hole as many as possible. But from here, it's a lot less than you thought. On these ones, it's making sure that we go through our routine, make sure we line these up. These are your scoring putts, so you might have hit a good chip and you might be up to here. So we've got to make sure we give it the time that it deserves and then give that a roll. So there, took a little bit too much break. That's missed, just missed, good putt, but I know that I've over that putt. From here now, I'm expected probably to have less likelihood than the last putt to make it, but I still want to give it exactly the same time and the same effort, because from here, we're certainly going to be able to hole some. A little bit too high again. So there's a prime example. I missed the easier putt, I've holed the harder putt, good roll on there, good speed. So I've got my 50%, but I could have easily missed both of those, and you might do those on a round of golf. You're probably going to have a lot of putts from that distance, whether you've chipped up, it might be your second putt, it might be on a par 3, you might have hit it there for a birdie. You're going to get a lot of those, but think guys, it's 50% from there, so don't be too hard on yourself when you do miss them. Just make sure that when you do miss them, which we're all going to unfortunately like I did, you break down why you've done that. And I've missed that, I've overread it, it stayed high, but the pace was good and the roll was pretty good as well. Second putt, I got the read, I got the pace, and I got the roll. As a result, I did hold that. So we're going to move back now. This is a good drill for you to do on your putting green and start to realise what you are expected. We're going to go all the way up to 20 feet here. And we're going to talk about how many you're expected from 20 feet, because again, a lot of people put pressure on themselves from 20 foot. I've hit a great iron shot into the green, but then I don't hole it, and you start to beat yourself up. You have 4 or 5 of those on a round, you're like, well, I've not holed one, I should be holding a couple of those to get me under par. So let's have a look. So like I said, we're going to talk about up to 20 feet, but I've not moved out much further now. I'm now at 10 feet, and we're now looking at tour average of holing 1 in 3. So we're looking straight down from 50% down to 33% make rate. So you've got to think, if your handicap is in the 20s, if it's in the teens, from here 1 in 3 will be good for a tour pro. So you're going to be thinking, even from 10 feet, I might be 1 in 6, 1 in 8. You're going to get a lot of these putts, but you're only expected to hole 1. So it's having that mindset of, as I know I'm going to miss a lot of these, but if I start to get them closer and break down why I'm missing, I'm going to get closer to that average. If I get close to that average, your handicap's going to drop, you're going to save shots, you're going to have less putts, and you're going to be able to enjoy your putting a little bit more. So breaking down exactly why you've missed a putt is the key for these areas. We're going to miss them, unfortunately, that is just how it is. But we want to take advantage of that every time. Let's learn something on each putt. Let's make sure that we can move on to the next putt, correct that, and potentially hold some more putts. So I've got this a little bit right to left. I'm going to come in here, give this a go. So, not the best roll, not the best contact. You can see that just came up short, so it was right in the middle, but unfortunately, due to a little bit of technique there, that has missed. So I know I need to go back to my drills. I know I have a tendency to leave it open here, so I would do a couple of one-handed drills. Feel like that club edge releasing. I'm going to go through that reed. Happy with that. Over the ball. So again, slight misread there. The roll was good. So I've got one last chance. And if you do this drill, guys, give yourself different putts. Move around a hole. Hopefully your putting green's not too busy. Most time putting greens are never busy. Everybody's on the range. So give this another read. Make sure I've lined that up. And a good putt, a good roll. Again, slightly misread. So you see there, guys, from 10 feet, even there, I've hit 3 putts. I've not holed any, but I've been able to see that a couple of misreads, so I need to work on my aim point a little bit more. And one technique which I fixed then straight away after. So you can see if that was on a round of golf, I had 3 10-footers. I have missed them, but I've picked on something that I need to work on. So I need to work on my aim point green reading a little bit better. I need to get out here, get those feels again, because there was 2 misreads there. One I had right to left by around about 6 inches, and it was a bullet straight, so that's a minor detail. But 50% mate rate from 8 feet. We've got 1 in 3 here from 10 feet. When we move back to 15 feet, you're looking at holing, well, tour average is 1 in 4. And from 20 feet, it's 1 in 5. So get a drill, set different holes up. Don't hit the same putt, because it's very easy to hit the same putt. It's very easy to go, right, I'll hit a 10-footer and I'll hit it 3 times. We're going to be able to manipulate that. We're going to know the line. We're not going to be testing how it is on the golf course. So get out here, put some balls around, drop them round, give yourself a couple of 8-footers, 3 10-footers, 4 15-footers, and 5 20-footers, and start to see where you compare to tour average. If you can get better at those and start to break down why you're missing them, we're going to start to see that you hole more putts, lower your scores, and lower your handicap. But guys, manage your expectations, just like your proximity. If you're 100 yards out, 23 feet is your tour average. On here, on the putting green, again, we need to manage those expectations, not beat ourselves up, but start to work out more why we're potentially missing. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of insight on the putting green, what we should be holing and what we should be expecting. And I'll see you again later in the week.